Hello, everyone. It's another day, another week from New Day Vision Business Consortium. Today we started a little bit late because we have another programs in the morning, so that was clashes for the usual 12 to 1 schedule. So every month on the second Tuesday, we will have this events maybe later in the afternoon, and it's also availability of our guests. So thank you very much for your time and joining this live webinar. Today we have a very special cause, and we wanted to discuss that one with you. And I hope that we will get your support. And I have a special guest today, and we will talk about his work for the community in South Coast, Southampton, Portsmouth, and Hampshire. So I'm going to be adding him to the stage in a few seconds. But before that, please support our channels. And if you wanted to ask us any question, please feel free to ask us through the comment box. And we will try to answer your questions. And we need your support throughout. So I'm going to adding my guest today. And we have Michael J Thornton. You all might know him very, very well. Today, he is the CEO and founder of KSM, and as well as Monica Appel. So we have very, strong message today, as well as we're going to be discussing why Michael is bringing this in a interactive as well as community service that is transforming the lives in the Southeast, and later what is his plan. And thank you, Michael, for joining this live. And we are doing this live to LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and X. So people, they're going to be watching it live today, and as well as it will be recorded. So Michael, thank you very much for joining today. I just wanted to request you if you could introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's early evening now, isn't it? My name's Michael Thornton. I'm the owner of a company called KSM Communications Limited, an IT and telecoms company, which is something I've been building up over the last 7 years. But more interestingly, I'm not here about that today. I'm here about my charity. I have a registered charity called the Monica Appeal, and the Monica Appeal is a charity in my mother's name. She, my dearly departed mum, left us 3 years ago at the age of 93 from Alzheimer's. Sadly, she was diagnosed at 91 and a half, and within a year and a half, it had taken her life. And she'd spent most of her life working for charity, the community, and the church. So I thought, what better way to channel the grief of losing mum than to start a charity in her name and do something for the community. And that's why the wonderful Dr. Shah Siddiqui has invited me today to just tell you about the event that we put on. Would you like me to do that now, Shah?
Yes, Michael, I will ask you a series of questions, because I think our audiences, they wanted to know behind the scenes, and they wanted to know the core motivation for you to bringing this challenge, I would say, because in charity sectors, whatever you do, there's a big challenge in the UK and elsewhere to establish and work the way you're working with many organizations today. It's mind-blowing. So we're going to be asking individual questions for understanding why you have started this organization to support individual businesses, as well as your core value. So you know that you have mentioned that your mom was your core motivation. So can you tell us the story? Why? Because we know that we have parents, we are not devoted, and we don't bring this kind of initiatives the way you brought to the people. What is your secret, or what is your core story that our audience need to know?
I went through a really traumatic time. I've never seen anyone die before, and for my mum to be the first person I saw pass away My sister and I were with her, the youngest of her 6 children, and we were with her as she passed away, and it was quite traumatic. And I went through a year of a lot of pain and trauma and not knowing where to focus my future. And things were suffering because of that. And I decided that one of the best things I could do was to channel that pain through doing something good in my mum's name. So I came up with the moniker appeal because, as you're all aware on this call, we can all go to a LinkedIn local event or an expo or a business networking group or a BNI or a First Thursday or whatever the networking environment is in the world that we all live in our commercial worlds. But there's not actually an event for charities, specifically for charities. And through my business, I had over 250 customers through my business, and about 20 odd of those were charities. And I did a lot for charities in terms of, giving services free of charge, not charging them, free equipment, free support and what have you, just to help the charity sector. And that kind of all led naturally to launching the moniker appeal, the charity, and launching what we've called, if you can see behind me, the Big Charity Bash, making a difference together. And the Big Charity Bash is in its second event this year on Saturday, the 1st of June. And it's at Fort Purbrook here in Portsmouth, up on the hill. And what we do is we gift 60 to 70 stalls free of charge to charities. So the charities, no matter who they are, and I can show you some screenshots in a minute if I can work out how to do that on this platform.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure you walk me through it. And we gift all these free stalls to charities so they can come up, put up their gazebo, have their materials, their marketing, sell things, shake a bucket, do face painting, get people to sign up to their support lists and email lists and things. And it's all about them. It's all the whole event is a celebration of charities in our community. And if any of you on this call are in the Portsmouth area, I used to think there was about 100 charities in Portsmouth. There's actually over 500. And so that just goes to tell you how unaware we are of the amount of charities in our sector. And so the Big Charity Bash is a celebration of charities in our community, and it's where the community can come and give something back, give some support, maybe talk to those charities, see if they'd like to volunteer in things. But we turn it into a real big family fun day. So we've got a Glastonbury style stage with big stage with a cover over the top. And we've got 7 local artists, singers and bands and groups and what have you. They're going to entertain the masses throughout the day. We had over 1,700 people come along last year. Tickets are free, I might add. So we don't charge for anything. There's 8 food vendors. So there's plenty of food choices to have. And there's plenty of entertainment for the children, all sorts of entertainment for the children. But excitingly this year, we've booked someone called Preacher the Storyteller. And you should check him out on Google, Preacher the Storyteller, and you'll see that he's absolutely amazing. The things that he does for children. I joke because he's like the child catcher out of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And but he rounds them up, takes them over to his area, entertains them with stories and playful things and games and searching for things around the showground and what have you to make it a real fun day for them. So it really, really is a fun day. And I would encourage people to come along if you're in the area to support the event and to support the charities.
I have seen him. And
he's brilliant, isn't he?
He does brilliant work with children. And I wish I could bring my son with me to enjoy the events, because there are going to be a lot of audiences and a lot of known faces as well, because it's going to be great. So I'm going to be adding your screen in a minute. Before I add your screen, I just wanted to let our audience know, if you wanted to ask us any question, feel free to ask us through the comment box. And you are watching today the Big Charity Bash, and we're going to be discussing why it is important for the audience and how we can bring the community together. So, Michael, I'm just adding your screen to the live, and it's going to be visible in a minute. So just give me a second. I just sort out the screen. So it is visible to the audiences now. So if you wanted to go through with it, I think it will add enormous value to the audiences to understand why it is important.
Can I just ask? Can you see me moving that?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we're on the right spot. So this is the Monaco Appeal homepage for our charity. And as you can see, we've got a countdown timer of 2 weeks, 3 days, and so many hours, minutes, and seconds to when the event is going to be happening at Fort Purbrook. And so excitingly, there's a tab, so you can go to monacoappeal.org.uk at the top there, and when you're there, you can go to register for tickets just by clicking on that link, and it takes you to a site called Ticket Tailor. It tells you about the event, everything that we're going to be doing and putting on, some of the entertainment and food and things for the day. It really, really is a massive fun day. There's storyteller, and there's parking and what have you, the location. And as I say, all the tickets are free. There's no charge to the event in terms of for the attendees or the charities. It's all about putting it on for the community. But if I could be so bold just to show you a couple of things, which I seem to have lost the page that I want to be on. If you can just give me one moment.
Take your time. We're here.
Yeah.
No worries.
So 2023 was a momentous event. And what we do, if you'll see this when it renders in a moment, perhaps the broadband's a bit slow. This is the big charity bulletin that we put out. It was our newspaper post the event, and it told people about the Monaco Appeal, about the big charity bash. You can see all of this on our website, and this you can see are some of the pictures that we took on the day from some of the attending charities that came along, and all these things. You should never work with. My mum said never work with children and animals. Nothing ever goes right when you're trying to do something, does it? But I'll leave it on that scale instead of trying to zoom in. And so the whole event is centered around charities and who they are, and then the feedback that we got from last year. You can see a lot of the testimonials and feedback, what was on during the day, and this year we've got Victory FM that are going to be live streaming from the event. And this is a list of some of the charities that came along.
Michael, I just wanted to add another guest to the stage, and it is Bill. So just going to be stopping you for a moment.
Bill,
hello, Bill, I'm just adding you to the stage. How are you today?
I'm okay. I can't spend too long. I've got a dinner appointment in about 20 minutes. But
Hi, Bill.
I just thought I'd check up on Michael and make sure he's saying the right things.
So Bill is a co-trustee with me at the Monaco Appeal, and he's a real community gentleman. He's a trustee of the Enableability and Landport Community Centre in the city. He's a trustee of the Monaco Appeal, and quite frankly, a good friend of mine. And I couldn't have a better friend to help run this event.
When you do, have you done the your slideshow? So can I take you to the stage, or you want to show more?
Just a little bit more, just so the audience is okay with it. 1st of June at Fort Purbrook. Here's a list of some of the many charities that are attending this year, and obviously Neurodivergence. Dr. Shah's
I can see there. I can see.
Organisation is coming along as well, which is exciting. And also, I'll just show you one more thing, because this is something that I want to talk about. Is something that Bill did last year, and it's an absolutely amazing thing. And that's the bulletin. That's the wrong one. Sorry, I just 1 second. Big Charity Bash 20. I'll show you this year's one. So if I scroll down there a little bit and go to, here we go. This is an ebook that the fabulous Bill puts together, and this is our main sponsor, Enable Law, and then Giacom, Windsor Telecom, and Snows Toyota. There's the showground, everybody. Victory FM, big stage, food vendors, everything going on there. But then what Bill has done, he's listed every single charity in our ebook. Okay, and this is just amazing when you scroll through and you see some information about that charity, who they are, the great work that they do, some of the visuals. And Bill has done this last year and this year, and I just wanted to especially mention that, because this goes out to thousands of people. If anyone wants to sponsor a page in this book, it's just £50 to sponsor a charity, and all that money goes into a pot whereby we help charities out with things that they need. So there we go. I think, I could go through this book for pages and pages. There's 60 odd of them, but I
I
won't.
can see our one. You see?
There's neurodivergent. I've been looking for that one.
Okay, so thank you. I would appreciate Bill for doing a great work. I would say, I have seen many events last 20 years. I'm in the UK, and I haven't seen an event like this before, because you know that it is transforming the community. And Michael, and as well as Bill, the work you are doing, it cannot compare to anything else. So thank you. My gratitude from
Dr. Shah. Just to finish, this year's event, there's myself and Bill. There's Darren Bridgman, the CEO of Fort Purbrook. There's Lauren DeFries. There's Husk Vittel and Ashley Cullen, Ross Needham, and Sav Cooper and Alex Spate, and a few other people that have worked their socks off. We've only got 2 and a bit weeks to go. Please, 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 everybody, go and register for a free ticket. Come along, have some fun, support the charities in our community, but more importantly, have a great fun day out with your family. And Dr. Shah, thank you so much for this exposure for our event. Thank you so much.
I appreciate this. I have every Tuesday, I have live events. So from now on, until the 1st of July, I will let people know about Big Charity Bash, because I have many audiences joined online as well as advertising it. So I will advertise it to the best levels that I could do. So because you are doing a great work, so supporting this work, I would appreciate that. That I would be glad to do that. And Bill, I just wanted to ask one question to you. The book you have done, how many days you spent to do that? It's a huge thing.
No, it's not. Having done it last year, it was really just a case of using that template and adding it in, really. So, but charities change their wording, they change their logos a little bit, they change the images that they want. So, but I use Adobe InDesign to create the PDF document, and it's just a case of dropping that into the website.
That's great work you have did, Bill. People will love this work, and that the way you present it, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. So I wanted to ask you one question. What motivated you to support these initiatives? What really driver of this?
Michael Thornton came to me and bent my fingers. But no, other than that, no, I thought it was a great idea. I've worked with Michael now for 6 years, 7 years maybe. He came along and supported Enableability, which is my other charity that I've been a trustee now for 7 years at all. And he found us at a LinkedIn local event, and we've just gone on from then. And he realised that there was lots of things that we had in common, and he asked me, and I couldn't refuse when he asked me. He says, "Look, I'm doing this. What do you think? Will you give me some help?" And of course I would.
That would be lovely. I just wanted to ask you another thing. I think it's a good opportunity for me. Are you doing live on the 1st of June for these events? Are you doing any live on that day?
We're doing videos. I'm not quite. I haven't spoken. I mean, Michael, you've spoken to Bob, haven't you, at Victory FM?
Yeah, Bob at Victory FM is going to do some live streaming over Victory Radio, Victory FM Radio, and he's going to be interviewing some of the stalls and what have you. If you've got any other ideas, Dr. Shah, that we can engage with on the day, I mean, we're looking forward to having you there with your stall. So if you've got the brains, which I think you have, because you got Doctor before your name, I've just got Mister. So I'm not as bright as you. So if you can think of an idea how we can live stream on LinkedIn or something, great. Let's have a chat outside this group.
I'm just thinking of that now. So that's why I asked. So I'm there because I'm going to be going there anyway, and probably adding a special show, an hour or 2 hours, to talk to the audience, as well as they will talk to the global audience. I think that would be a fabulous work to do. So we're going to be returning to the conversation again. So we have someone, Azama Puno said, "Thank you, Michael. It is very good initiatives." And we have Thomas Hutchinson. He's the NED for Neurodivergent Business Consortium. We work together, and he said, "Nice discussion, everyone. Your passion." Sorry, I'm just checking. Shine us through. So I cannot add this chat. I'm not sure that I'm having a little bit of problem for connecting my chats to the live today. But we are having many our connections. They are watching these events, and I appreciate that you came, and we are talking through it. So in relation to the to my next questions to Bill, is that, who is your target audience here, apart from the charities?
Our target audience is local businesses, and it's all about raising awareness at the end of the day. The charities are the primary focus here. So we quite often, I mean, I'll give you an example. When I started work as a trustee with Enableability, they're based in Portsmouth in Copnor. I've got friends that live literally 200 yards away from the offices, and they'd never heard of them. Now, that's not uncommon for small local charities in the Portsmouth area that do amazing things, and people have never heard of them. And what we want to do is to create a platform that really elevates them and gets that word out there as a sort of a collective thing. So it's local businesses and it's local members of the public as well. We've just got to get the word out there, because funding for a lot of these charities is very, very important. Without that awareness level, it's very, very difficult to get that presence, in the right space. So we're just trying to get that, and we see this as a longer term thing as well. This is not just last year and this year. This is going on. This is going to continue. This is going to be a bit like sort of party in the Hyde Park. In the end, in about 20 years time. Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Bill, because the way you are, nurturing the relation between charities and businesses and growing the culture, I think it's not one-time things. I can remind when I was in London, in Bengali community, we had a Boishakhi fair, and that was started, and now it's a big thing. Like every year, they do it in a way, and I wish and I hope that big charity bash is going to be a big thing for the community, and not in Southampton or in surrounding areas. You will go beyond your imagination, maybe somewhere else. So, in relation to the next question, I wanted to ask to Michael that supporting these events, it's creating a good supporting mechanism for the local charity and others. Why should I support local charities? Why should I support you?
It's an excellent question, and it's one that I think people ask all the time. Sadly, I think people don't realise just how important the charity community is to us all, because my sister, who was my niece until my sister. So let me just backtrack. My sister was killed in a car accident, and she left behind a 1-year-old baby daughter with Down's syndrome. And my mum adopted her. So she adopted her daughter's daughter, her granddaughter, to become her own daughter, to protect her future. This was some years ago. And Alexandra's still with us. And, the benefit that we get from the Down Society and that community is incredible. Since Mum died 3 years ago from Alzheimer's, the support we get from the dementia societies and Alzheimer's and all that kind of thing is amazing. And you know what? If you've got children with special educational needs or if you've got a local church that does so much for the community, or people with endometriosis, which is a rarely spoken about but very common problem for women, mindset maintenance, mental health, all kinds of charities. I mean, we've got 60 odd charities booked to come this year. And the range of services and people that they look after is so diverse. And you know what? They're not really asking for much. You know, if you want to drop a couple of quid into their bucket, if you want to, you know, pay them a few pounds to have your child's face painted, if you want to sign up to their distribution list to get updates on what the charity's doing, if you'd like to volunteer one day a year at one of their events, you know, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. To us, it's not a lot. But to them, it's the difference between survival and death, you know, to keep their charity going, you know, the odd few quid here, the bit of support there, the food banks, running some food from supermarkets once a month to the food bank. You know, if you're prepared to go and, I don't know, fix a radiator valve, install some sensory lighting at a children's special needs room or whatever, you know, there's so many things where we can help. And it's a matter of hours that you donate. But it makes a world of difference, because my view is that charities should spend their hard-earned money on the people that they're there to look after, or the service that they're there to give. They shouldn't be spending it on replacing a door handle or a 3-pin plug or a radiator valve, or, you know, or getting their website fixed because it's broke, or whatever it is. You know, that's what we can give. That's what the big charity bash is about. It's about giving back to the charity community a little something, just a little something. And that could be half a day a month, a day a year, a few quid here and there, a bit of support, helping out, whatever it is. And it's so important to them, but so minimal and minuscule to us.
Thank you, Michael. This question was asked many, many times when I started my neurodivergent business consortium. And you know, you have your sister, Eunice. I'm neurodivergent, and I've been proud to be neurodivergent, because the way our brain works, the way we can do things. You know, neurotypical people, they cannot do it this way. And I'm proud of that. And that's why I brought Neurodivergent Business Consortium to support businesses locally, nationally, and globally. So I'm very pleased that you raised these questions, because for our community, when people ask me, I haven't asked for any donation yet, because I'm just growing it. I'm just expanding my earnings to establish this company. Thomas working for now nearly a year without any money. We are just spending our time to give people, to give future generation a good thing. And that is, I think, the most of the charities, their motivation is to support the society, is to support individuals. So if we can support like that way, you know that the society will change. And you know the way the British charities are growing and the way they support local people, it's different. It's different than any other country. I haven't seen it like this. If you compare it to Europe, America, and other places, British people, they have heart, and they work based on their emotion mostly, not like with money, other things. Thank you, Michael, for your contribution today.
Can I just add something, Dr. Shah? I work with a lady called Nadia Arab, who you may know Nadia, I think.
I know her very well.
And she wrote a book, The Road from Karachi, which is a story of her parents coming to the United Kingdom and everything associated with that. But she, although not yet a registered charity, she runs an organization which installs water pumps across India and Pakistan and Bengal and places like that. And I'm very proud to be able to say that I support her. And we've got a number of water pumps now that we funded through the Monica Appeal by raising money that is providing water to people. There's one. Donated by Monica Joyce Thornton. That's my mum's name. And there it is in West Bengal, where that water pump is providing clean water to people that need it most. And my picture gallery's just gone off the scale for some strange reason. And so it's there to provide clean water for people and children in the community that probably haven't had it before. And it makes me so proud to know that water pump, that particular one, was funded by people in our community here in Portsmouth from last year's big charity bash. So how about that? And we want to put loads out there. You know, they're £150 a time. That's it. But it gives a whole bunch of families clean drinking water. So what greater reason could there be than to do the big charity bash, Dr. Shah?
It's great. It's great. You know, when we go for a dinner, we spend maybe 200, 300 or 500 or sometimes maybe £1,000.
Yeah.
And you know, that's £150 donating to this kind of cause and many other causes. It's they're saving lives for years and years and years. So as I said, the British people, they listen to their heart and they work in that way. And that's why you will see that there are many, many initiatives globally that British funds is supporting. It doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your geographic location. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I know many other charities as well. They are supporting in India, Bangladesh, Asia, African countries, and a lot of the individual Middle East and the war and other things. If you think about the specific war, you will see that British support is over there. They are with their education, they are with their medical health, they are with their food and others. So thank you very much for bringing this great initiative. So
thank you.
To our viewers, if you wanted to ask any questions, please feel free to ask us to the comment box. We will try to answer your questions. And if you wanted to join and support Monica Apple, please go to their website, go to and support them and come along to 1st of June. We will be there. We're going to be doing live over there, and we wanted to see you there. And until 1st of June, every week, through NBC, we're going to be letting you know the progress and others, maybe 5 minutes in every occasion. So, Michael, I'm just going to go to our questionnaire again. Thank you very much for your support. You supported many organizations that you showed now here. How you distributed your fund. People normally, they ask, okay, have you got a policy? Or if I give you funds, how much it will be used for the actual cause? And they worry about it.
Yeah, so we don't take in that much money, is the answer to that. Yet the charity is only a year old, and these events, you know, have cost me money so far because we haven't had sufficient sponsorship and what have you. But this year we were closer to the break-even point by a country mile over last year. But you know, we've done a lot better, and that's because, you know, people are starting to recognise the event now, wanting to come along, wanting to sponsor and support us. The intention really isn't about money. The intention is, as I described earlier, is to provide resources to the charities, people that are willing to volunteer and support and help out and donate and do things directly with those charities. And people can choose whatever charity they want to work with. The intention is that we've got other events that we're planning that will raise substantial sums of money. Different types of events that we're planning for this year and next year. And when that happens, we'll be issuing grant funding to charities. So they'll have an application form that they can fill in to the charity so that they can ask for the sum of money or the resource that they need. And then that will go to a trustee board who will, you know, decide if it's a relevant application for grant funding. And if it is, then that fund will be granted and we'll help that charity out. But obviously it has to go through a process because we need to be clear that, you know, once we are giving money, that it's being spent on the right things. You know, we don't want it, you know, it's not there to do something at home. It's there for the charity, if you understand what I'm saying.
I totally agree with you because, you know, people like you, people like me, and people like some other organizations that they are working in the community levels, in the root levels, they actually felt for it, and then they contribute their time, because as a new business, you invested from your pocket, and without a certain levels, people will not invest in you, and there's a struggle, because as you're supporting local businesses, uh, you should have cost involved. You shouldn't, that you shouldn't pay from your pocket all the time, and that will not work. That is not sustainable. Even if a charity, it has to has a business model that you earn money, you spend that money, well decorated, and that will work. Otherwise, it will not work. So thank you, Michael, for your valuable information today. And to our audience, if you wanted to talk to the Michael about Monica April, feel free to contact them. Michael cannot stay until the end of this program, as he has other commitments. So he's going to be staying there another 10 minutes and so on. So we're going to be talking more about Monica Aprils and more about Big Charity Bash. So, last year you had these successful events. Can you tell us a specific story that attracted your mind?
Say again, sorry.
Can you share a specific story about last year events that really attracted your mind? That okay, that was mind blowing, and you wanted to share with our audience, and they will join this year to find something like that.
Do you know, we had so much feedback last year about the event, about the content, about the entertainment, about the things for children, about the amount of free stalls that we donated to charities. It was mind blowing. I got quite emotional towards the end of the day when I was stood there, people and all the charities and all the things going on. It was, it just said to me why I was doing it, and I'm grateful to my board of trustees that support this event so well, and for what they give free of, for their time for free. And they do a lot of stuff for free. But you know what? The biggest thing that came out of it, the biggest feedback that came out of the Big Charity Bash last year, was from the charities who said how much they'd learned from other charities that were there, the things that they didn't know how to do, the advice. They talk to each other about, so how do you do your mail shop programs? How do you do this? How do you raise funds? How do you do your IT and that? And everyone was sharing ideas and communicating with each other. And that was what was exciting about it, because we've started a community conversation. And all these charities, some were in touch with each other already. I mean, I'm not saying none of them knew each other and I was the catalyst to getting them together, because, a lot of them know each other. But what it's done is it's created a community and a community conversation. And that community conversation is, we could do with your help. We could do with some support. Come and talk to us. Come and see what we do. Come and have a visit to our location to see the services that we provide to the people that we look after. And I'll tell you what, it opens your eyes. Go to Sparks Community Space in Portsmouth, at the Pompey Centre in Portsmouth. Go and see what Becky Simmons does for the community there. Go and see Enable Ability. Go to the Lamport Community Centre. Go and see the work they do with special educational needs children. And then ask them what they got from the event last year and what they've learned and who else is helping them now. And that's the thing for me. It's the community conversation that we've started. I want it to continue. Our website's going to get better and better with other features and benefits. We're going to develop an app. We're going to build a database of companies that are willing to give support, so charities can go to them and say, can you spare some time to help us? And we're going to keep driving this thing. I have to be honest, because I said to you at the beginning of this call that I have a company called KSM Communications Limited. Well, actually, I don't anymore. I sold it a few months back to a very large multi-million-pound business, because I decided towards the end of last year that I now want to devote my time to my charity cause and to the Monica Appeal and what have you. So I've had a stellar career. I've done very well, invested wisely, and I've just sold my company. And it's allowed me now to just say, right, I'm now going to totally commit myself to my charity and community work. I'm a trustee of Pompey and Community, just so you know, and I'm a governor of Havant and South Downs College. I was a director of SHAPE in Portsmouth for 3 years, and I've now got my own charity. So my roots are embedded in the community. I want to give stuff back to the community. And if people on this call, people in your circles can come along and help that, I'd be eternally grateful. I won't ask much of you. I won't ask anything of you. But if you want to donate a bit of time and provide a bit of help, we'd appreciate that. We'd appreciate that. And if you want to reveal my LinkedIn profile to people, Dr. Shah, that's fine. People can get in touch. They can connect with me on LinkedIn. We can start a conversation. I just want to finish by saying, I do need to leave, but I just want to finish by saying how grateful I am to you. I'm really looking forward to seeing you at the Big Charity Bash, Dr. Shah. I think people like you, people on this call, and other like-minded people can make a difference. And it's that difference that we need to keep making, because there's people out there that need us and need our help. So thank you for that. Thank you for the exposure, and I wish you all well.
Thank you. Before you go, I just wanted to ask you one question. Someone asked that why our voices matter.
Why?
Why people's voices matter for these events.
That your voices matter a lot, because the more people we can get to the Big Charity Bash, the more people we can put in front of charities, the more people we can get engaged to help those charities. If it's just giving a bit of advice or a little bit of support here and there, or a couple of pounds in a collection bucket, whatever it is, the community conversation has started and we don't want it to finish. It now needs to take place, and we need to do more and more and more for the charities in our community, because trust me, when you've seen them, as many as I have, and seen the great work they do, largely unfunded, unsupported, just imagine if 10% of us go and help, it would make 100% difference to them. So your voices will be heard. Your voices will be heard, and you can make a real difference. So thank you.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Michael. Thank you very much for your time and this great contribution. And I think our audience, this is going to be going to record it, and they will listen to it, and they will support you and the local community and local charities. So, Michael, thank you very much for your time. And we will talk outside of these live events, at how I can bring live events on that day. We will continue our conversation, and I will not keep you anymore. Thank you very much, and I will continue this conversation.
Okay. Thank you.
And I will welcome you on the 1st of June live events to talk to the audience. So until then, stay safe, and if you need any support, just give me a shout, and we have many people to go through and support you and your initiatives. And I think the local people, they like these events, and they will continue to support these events. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. So to our audience, thank you very much for your time today. And you have listened the long conversation, like we have discussed Big Charity Bash, why it is important, and why you need to support these events locally and from national levels or from global levels, because charity is the core motivation for the local people, for national people, to support individuals. What they support with is just like motivation. They are motivated to. Like Michael, he has shared his mom's motivation. I have developed a New Divergent Business Consortium to support businesses with the motivation that why should I support them? And there are many individual with individual motivation, like Nadia Arab. She's supporting with her food cookery book to support clean water in Southeast Asia. Spark Community Space, Becky Simmons, she has a motivation to support like a copa and a piece of cake. I've been there many times, and I supported that organization. So every individual organization in the community, they have their motivation to grow this community and help this community to sustain, help this community to stand out to the crowd. So if you're watching this episode of NBC's live webinar, I would request you to listen to your local charity organization to support them. You might support them with a little bit of money. You might support them with just supporting their cause, and letting people know about that cause. You might support them working as a volunteer, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, week, months. Every single initiative will grow them. Every single initiative will change lives differently. So that's why it is matter. So if you are an organization, or if you are an individual, you wanted to support local businesses, please feel free to support local charity events as Big Charity Bash, and many others. People will remember your donations. People will value your donations, because we need you to support our cause. We need you to trust our initiatives, as well as hold our hands to for us to grow, for us to help many people. So we are nearly end of our session. We're going to continue this conversation. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask me or Monica Bill. We will try to answer those questions in this conversation or later. If you're watching this webinar, please support our channels, as well as support our charity, New Diversion Business Consortium. We support individuals and we raise our voices and awareness to the local community, national and international community, to understand neurodiversity, as well as to support individuals. Because the way I came across, struggles, supports, and a lot of mixed emotions. Sometimes when I share my story to the people, I wanted to motivate them that the stage I'm now, I can motivate people, I can support people. I have struggles, so I can support people with right tools, with right directions, or maybe little bit of help and little bit of trust. You can change your life differently. So if you're watching this, please support our channels, as well as support our causes. So we're going to have our next events in the on the next Tuesday from 12 to 1, and we're going to be talking. I'm just going to get the the name. As you know, I have short memory, so most of the times I forgot the wording. So that is one of my disability, I would say. Or please excuse me for that. So next week we're gonna be we will host in how to be successful when you have life-changing experiences. You know that we all have individual stories. Some stories, they are heartbreaking, and some stories you will like it. Some stories maybe you will hate it. It doesn't matter. But every individual have their way of leading their life. And the way I'm here, I wanted to share, even I have a life-changing experience, how I came to this stage, and how you can, if you have something like that, how you can become successful. So we also have a guest, and she's going to be sharing her experiences. And Shelley Stewart, she is a founder director and communication strategies for B2B business growth. She had life-changing experiences, and she will share that with us, how she became successful and how she is now leading a successful life. I will share my stories on that episode, what struggle I had after my brain tumor surgery, and as a neurodivergent individual, what I have suffered mostly, and how I become successful and now serving the community as well as um, local and national businesses. So to our audience, if you wanted to share your experiences, and if you wanted to join this live webinar, uh, you can contact me directly, DM me or email me. You will find my email address and as well as contact information on LinkedIn. If you wanted to be part of any of my live webinar, and you can share your experiences, it doesn't have to, you doesn't have to be fall into the category of neurodivergent. So you can be a non-neurodivergent person to support neurodivergent individuals, neurodivergent businesses. We will bring you and let your story listen to many of our connections, many of our followers, for them to motivate them, for them to support their lives and develop their lives differently. So we are near the end of our session. You see that I'm struggling today to talk through, but that is my disability, and um, I cannot um, I cannot fulfill that one. Sometimes I have struggles to make sentence, and sometimes I have struggles, and that is a regular things. And I do not stop due to my disability. I wanted to let people know, yes, I have disabilities. I have neurodiversity. I am a neurodivergent person, but I don't care what disability I have and what neurodivergent characteristics I have. I wanted to support myself as well as support my family, support the community. And that is my core motivation to become successful. Because if you have disability and you just stick to your disability, that will not really sustain your life. If you have disability, yes, you could have disabilities, but if you get a little bit of support and change your life differently, I have seen people they don't have specifically I just had a message from Thomas Hutchinson. Thank you, thank you, Tom. I'm just struggling today, as I said, because when I started this conversation, this webinar, someone asked me, okay, you cannot talk properly. You have problems of talking and conversation and remembering things. How would you do it? And people will laugh at you. I said, it doesn't matter. After my brain tumor surgery, I started my education. I was 35, and people told me that people will laugh at you because you can't complete this. But I completed my graduation, I completed my master's, I completed my PhD, and that is my strength. So yes, I'm not a born-butter person here. My English level is not good. And I cannot pronounce certain words due to my muscles and due to my brain tumor surgery. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What is your disability? It doesn't matter. I have seen many disabled people, less able people. They are doing great work. They are transforming the society, and the strong character they have, the strong willingness they have. It is the willing power to grow our society. So I don't care if I'm disabled. I don't care if I'm neurodivergent. I just care that I have a dream and I wanted to sustain. I know to support the local community. That should drive you. And I know there are many individuals in the community. If we can support you with your imagination, if we can support you to trust yourself that, okay, you can be a key person for the community to contribute locally, nationally, and globally, that will change the society. We talk about mental health in many episodes of Neurodivergent NBC's live webinar. We talk about education, we talk about business, and many other things that we talk about. And you know, each person I bring to the audience and talking through individual things is to support you, is to let you know that, okay, there is a support network here, and you can ask them. Yes, you might have opinion differences. That's normal because we are human beings. We would have opinion differences, but you don't need to agree on everything. What you need to do, you need to believe you trust, and you need to uh, understand how you can um, grow your inner capacity, how you can let the happiness uh, to sustain. Because when we have mental health problems, when we are disabled, when we have life-changing difficulties, we sometimes don't value ourselves. There are many stories you have seen that people with cancer, uh, they are supporting other people. They will die. I forgot her name as of my short memory. You know, the Dame, I forgot her name. It was on BBC and a lot of social media, that he devoted his life, end of her breath, because if you will die in one day, because you cannot sustain for unlimited or infinite lives span, you will die. But before you die, if you think about your happiness, forget about your disability, and support your network, support your community, support your family, that's the good thing. And that will bring changes. Otherwise, if you think about your disability and you do not do anything, that will give you hard time. And that will also give you a mental health problem, which you cannot sustain. And that's the only bad thing. And you shouldn't. Sorry, my door was just opened, and you see the bang on the door. Excuse me for that. So we're going to be ending this live webinar in a few minutes' time. So the core motivation today for this episode of NBC's live webinar is to support local organization, support your community. The big charity bash is coming on 1st of June. Please come and join. Enjoy the day from morning till afternoon. Come to our stage and stall. We're going to be having a space there. And I will be there, and my business partner Thomas. I hope he can attend that as well. Come over and join the conversation. Come over and support us. There are many organizations together supporting local businesses, supporting local community in varieties of way. So you will know and you will be amazed how we are supporting and how we are growing the local community. So if you have any question, please ask us to the chat box. We're going to be ending this program, but we need your support. The big charity bash is happening. Last year, it has a huge success. This year, we wanted to get the community together and support the local community. Many organizations, charities are coming, and we wanted to support this network, and we wanted to raise awareness. We wanted to raise your voice. Your voice matters. Without your voice, there isn't any community. Without your support, there isn't any community. So please support our initiatives. And Big Charity Bash, I will welcome you to the next episode of New Division Business Consortium. And we will talk about, even if you have a life-changing circumstances, how you can be successful. I want all of you to successful, like me, like other people within our community, and grow this community together and bring this initiative to the success. So thank you very much for your time today and your long waits and supporting our conversation. And I will welcome you next week. Until then, see you and bye-bye.
you.